Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Ryan here giving you my WWE Payback 2016 review. Just to give you first my overall impressions, I thought this was an above average show. I thought it was a pretty darn good show. The wrestling I thought was very good. There really wasn't a match aside from, I'll get into the whole tag team situation and what happened with Enzo, but aside from that, really, I don't think any match truly disappointed. I thought it was pretty solid throughout. Starting with the pre-show matches, we had Dolph Ziggler defeat Baron Corbin. Definitely a big surprise there. I think a lot of people were expecting Corbin to win, but sometimes it's good to just kind of get that first lost monkey off of your back. I mean, yeah, Corbin, his first real big pay-per-view aside from WrestleMania where he debuted, he's already losing to Dolph Ziggler. But if this feud continues and Corbin kind of gets the better of it, I think it's fine. Sometimes that whole undefeated thing becomes a burden. So maybe this is for the better to just kind of get it out of the way, and then if he needs to lose in the future, it's not a big problem for them booking wise. Next up, a very surprisingly good match. Kalisto defeating Ryback. I mean, I think these guys didn't really get their due at WrestleMania. They were having some issues with the arena and they couldn't quite get enough of the crowd into the actual arena when this match was going on. There's maybe like 30% of the crowd there. And so to see this match happen again and for it to be a lot better than their WrestleMania match, I thought that was great. And cool to see Kalisto get the win. Of course, going to the tag team match, can't really rate this match because obviously things went really wrong when Enzo looked like he was getting thrown out and was going to baseball slide out, but ended up hitting his head on the second rope, then getting caught up in the bottom rope. A very very nasty way to run into those ropes, and they had to immediately stop this match. As of the end of the show, they updated, and he was moving all of his limbs and was responding verbally, and it looked as though the only thing that they found was that he had a concussion. So, fingers crossed that it is, although a concussion is obviously nothing to sneeze at or anything. If it is, it's good to know that as far as we know now, that it's nothing more severe than that, and that hopefully in several weeks Enzo should be okay, and hopefully we can have them back in wrestling again. I mean, these guys, this team, I mean, they are one of the most talented teams to debut in a long time. Everybody loves these guys, and I wish the best of Enzo. I really hope that he can recover quickly, and I'd love to see him back. So they called it a no contest, so we're not really sure what's going to happen with the Vaudevillains, if they're just going to be able to face the New Day. I thought the Dudley Boys were going to interfere, but obviously things had to get cut short for that, so we don't know really what was going to happen there. So this is kind of one of those situations where we're just going to have to find out Monday, what exactly is going to happen. Sorry, I get some air coming up, so if I'm talking a little weird there, but never mind that. Kevin Owens defeating Sami Zayn in a hell of a match. The match of the night. I mean, these guys, you had to know it was not only going to be personal, but it was going to be just a fantastic match. I thought this was really, really well done. I mean, these guys just beat the hell out of each other. They did not disappoint. And I like the fact that, when Kevin Owens finally got off that pop-up power bomb, he got the win. Sami Zayn, the guy's so likable. I feel like he could lose a million times and you'd still be cheering him just as hard every time. And it's clear Kevin Owens is the guy that probably they need to continue to build up to potentially, a main event spot now. There's plenty of time for Sami Zayn to get the win, so I'm okay with him losing here. I mean, I'd like to see Sami Zayn get some big wins, but I'll take it. You know what? The match was still amazing. Next up, we had The Miz defeating Cesaro. I thought, the way they went about this was okay. I mean, I would have loved to see Cesaro get the win here, but it was actually, for the distraction roll-up stuff that we get, and we get a lot of them, this was actually one of the smarter distraction roll-up finishes for a match. The fact that it made sense that Cesaro would be distracted by what was going on to go and stop it, because he had the Miz tapping out and he realizes the ref's not seeing it, so he's like, hey, I gotta stop all this commotion over here so that the ref can get back to me winning the match. And then that's when the Miz was able to roll him up and get the win. I did also like that they had Kevin Owens on commentary, and he's kind of the way they did it, where Owens is like, okay, I beat Sami Zayn, now I'm back to where I was going to. I thought it was good character development for Owens and good storytelling, and then Sami Zayn to just not be done, and things are continuing there. So it looks like we could be heading towards some sort of fatal four-way for the IC title if you got Miz, Cesaro, Owens, and Zayn. So we'll have to see the way things went. It looks like they could be building to something like that, which could be a very fun match. So next up, we had Dean Ambrose defeating Chris Jericho. So I'm really glad to see Ambrose getting a decisive pay-per-view victory. Chris Jericho, obviously, a guy who has been known to good for putting people over. Obviously, he didn't do it for AJ at WrestleMania, but you know what? You can't always have those. You gotta keep Jericho's credibility up so that when he does get beaten, it does mean something to other people. And Ambrose is definitely a guy who desperately needed a strong pay-per-view win. And although maybe beating Chris Jericho doesn't mean as much as it used to, I still think this was very good for Ambrose. And overall, solid match. Next up, we had Charlotte defeating Natalya. I thought this was a well-done match, but, the finish, I was not crazy about it. Sure, you got the cool little spot at the end with the Bret Hart and Natty double sharpshooter thing. It was cool to see Bret put the sharpshooter on one more time, but really, why do we have to keep going back to the Montreal Screwjob? Can we be done with it? We're close to 20 years. In just over a year, we're gonna be, November, a year from this November is going to be 20 years since that happened. Can we get over it? Can we please get over the Montreal Screwjob? I hated that callback. Why? Are we gonna get an explanation on this? Why, maybe Little Nate and Nate have a deal going on or something? Are they gonna do that? Are they gonna pull that like they did with the other referee for what was it, Scott Armstrong, like they did a couple years ago with the Authority and all that, the fast count? Are we gonna do that again with Little Nate? Does Little Nate want to retire or something, and this is his way out? I have no idea what they're doing here. And I need some explanation. I want to see if Ric Flair, gave some money to Lil Nate or something. We need some answers because this was dumb. I thought this was a really dumb way to end this match. And I'll have to see where it goes. Maybe they'll change my mind on Raw, but I thought there was plenty of better ways to end this. There was a lot of weird finishes to the matches on the show, but the wrestling was good. So then we also had the segment with Vince, Shane, and Stephanie, which I thought was fine. The crowd all, got their CM Punk chants in as much as they could. This went a little too long to basically just tell us that, hey, Shane and Stephanie are both going to run Raw. So, we'll see how long this lasts. Obviously, it played a part in the main event. But will this lead to a brand split? I don't know. But for now, it's just going to be I think a lot of bickering and back and forth on Raw for the next several weeks. So we have that to look forward to. Yeah, segment was fine. I think it just went slightly too long. Finally, we had the main event, which I thought was a damn good match. If this was a 2 out of 3 falls match, AJ is technically the new WWE champion, because it had some interesting things going on. So obviously the match started out pretty good, and then AJ he does this amazing, phenomenal forearm to the outside, putting Roman Reigns through the announce table. Totally did not see that coming at all. Awesome spot. Absolutely loved it. And then Roman Reigns gets counted out. AJ straight up beat Roman Reigns there, via count out, but I was very surprised that at the way that it was gone about. And then Shane obviously comes out, restarts the match, and the match continues. And then Roman Reigns accidentally gives a low blow to AJ, and a DQ happens. And then Stephanie comes out and restarts the match. No DQ now, no count out. And they continue to have an insanely awesome match. So many false finishes where it's like you really believed that AJ was going to win there when, you know, he got in the he got a forearm in on the outside, brought him in, and then did the springboard 450. You really thought it was over there. Obviously, we had some interference from from Gallows and Anderson, and looked like it could have been it, and obviously it wasn't. The Usos came out to the save as well. So tons of chaos going on, just all over the place. So it definitely kept things interesting, but in the end, Roman Reigns was able to get that spear and defeat AJ Styles. No heel turns from anyone, so it further solidifies that both of these guys are probably going to be baby faces continuing on. AJ obviously not asking for the help, but got it, so we'll have to see what happens on Raw with what that means. No Finn Balor. No Finn Balor. That might be a big disappointment to a lot of people, but that doesn't mean he isn't coming. It's probably just a little bit further away than we all like it to. So overall, I thought it was a pretty darn good show. There were some weird finishes, and obviously very disappointing what happened in the tag match. Just hoping Enzo is okay. But for the most part, I enjoyed this show. And you know what? Even though Roman Reigns walks out champion like I expected, they made the match interesting and fun to watch, so I'm totally okay with that. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment below, the comment section below. What was your favorite match? What do you think was the match of the night? And what did you think about the finish of the main event, as well as Shane and Stephanie now going to co-GM Raw and what that could mean? So let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to also check out some of our other videos on this channel and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.